this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And to begin, the winner of last week's viewer's favorite question was Women versus Men from Thrack. And now we're going to start a new week of vlog questions. However, I must tell you I will be on the road soon heading to New York for Witches Fest USA. So the vlogs may be a little spotty this week and early next week, but I will get up as many as I can. And our first question for the new cycle of questions comes to us from Magenta. And Magenta has this question. Magenta tells us that she has a young child, a toddler under the age of 2. And because of this, she asks, when is it appropriate to start teaching a child about energy and meditation and grounding and things like this? And assuming that her toddler is too young to learn these things, is it appropriate to meditate with the toddler or to ground their energy for them, for example, if they're having a tantrum? And my answer to this is, first, I think children understand things earlier than most parents give them credit for. And I think that children's minds develop in advance of their ability to communicate in some cases, if not in fact in all cases. So I would say it's never too early to start teaching a child the things that they need to know in ways that are appropriate for them and are helpful in their lives. And my late parents took every opportunity to be a teaching moment. And as a child, of course, I didn't notice this, but as an adult, this was pointed out to me. And I think it was a very wise decision on their part, and I recommend it. So any chance you have to teach your child, whether it's energetics or other things, I recommend doing it. And I would start immediately. And yes, it might be too early for them to understand, or it might not, but you'll still be introducing the subject, and you can always go into greater depth later. So I would say talk about these things in front of the child or with the child, instruct them to the extent that you can, and even if they're not really ready to master it yet, it certainly will make it a natural and normal idea to them, and it will open the subject for them. Now, the age that Magenta tells us her toddler is probably is too early for them to be doing their own grounding and this sort of energetic work, to be doing their own meditation. However, I think that the idea of meditating with the child and of grounding their energy is very positive. Other things that you would teach your child you would do with them, so why not this? And in fact, I think it's one of the best reactions a parent can have to a tantrum to ground the energy rather than having their own tantrum. And sometimes, of course, this will do more good than others, but it never hurts to ground the energy. And you can also explain to your child what you're doing, or not necessarily, because they are still at this point a very young child, and grounding their energy is something you're doing to help them. As they get older, you can explain to them exactly how to do this themselves, and they don't really have to be very old. And you don't want to use a lot of technical terms necessarily to explain it in terms of what you do. And I think you'll find your children are very receptive to it. And I think you'll find it will help them a great deal. So things like meditation and grounding, I think, are helpful to all people everywhere, no matter what their age. And so I would not wait to teach them. I would start immediately, and I would put it in terms that they can understand. Not silly baby talk terms, but simple, this is how we do this terms. And those would be my thoughts on the matter. I hope you find them helpful. And until next time, may you blessed be. Pray for peace. Pray for love. Pray for stability. Pray for the nation where you live. Pray for the world. The Tarot of Hecate. My 100-card tarot deck, 30 years in the making, finally available to you from witchschoolstore.com. Check out a copy today.